It's all about humanity.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I can see you all joining. Welcome, everyone. It is 6 p.m. here in the United Kingdom. It is the 3rd of July, 2025. It is my eldest daughter's 47th birthday, and it's like, what the heck is all that about? So happy birthday to my daughter. Welcome in, everyone. I can see you all joining in the chat. For those that are new, finding the channel for the very first time, I encourage you to not take anything I say as financial advice. Do your own research. This is just a guy on the internet, and it's for entertainment purposes only. If you are brand new to the channel, as per the last show, BTC Sessions, this channel was taken down for the 3rd time. Mine's been taken down once. It could happen again. Follow me somewhere else, people. If you go into the show notes and click on the Linktree link, it'll take you here. And you can follow me on my YouTube backup channel called UKBitcoiner. It is dormant. Nothing happens there. You won't be notified. But if this channel did suddenly get taken again, instead of you thinking, oh, what happened to UKBitcoinMaster? He hasn't been live for a while. You will know that I've gone live on UK Bitcoiner because I just moved my streaming software across, and then you've got continuity. So I encourage you, follow me somewhere else. I also encourage you to check out the Best of Exmoor, a holiday company here in the UK, in the West Country, down in the western corner. 200 holiday properties, vacation, whatever you call it, wherever you are. It's got everything for anyone. The reviews are stunning, up between 9.5 and 10 out of 10. They've got everything from pet friendly to cottages on the ocean, inland with beautiful walks, sleep 1, sleep 20, 1 day, 3 weeks. You choose. Absolutely incredible. So when you are ready to start using your Bitcoin, the QR code here, you can pay for a holiday in Bitcoin. Nobody wants to at the moment. We know what's coming, but the time will come. You can pay in crappy fiat. You can use my code and get yourself a further discount. So do that. I'm going to shout this one out until August the 23rd, and that is if you're anywhere near Scotland. They've got an incredible one-day conference coming up there on the 23rd of August. They've got some incredible speakers lined up. British Hodl's talking. Anthony Scaramucci is talking. You've got Alan Farrington, amongst others. There's loads of them. I even think my other show sponsor, Robin Thatcher, might be speaking up there. I'm not sure, but it is worth checking out. Scan the QR code if that's of interest to you. Okay, so as always, let's start the show with seeing who I've got in the chat. I don't know what's gone on with my chat. I haven't changed anything, but I don't know whether you guys are seeing this as well as me. But pretty well on every comment, apart from mine, there's like a purple circle next to the name with a crown, like some kind of crown, and the number 1 and the number 3 beside it. Any idea what all that lot is? I've changed nothing at all. Maybe some of you that might be familiar with YouTube might be able to tell me what the heck it is. Anyway, John G's in the house. We've got Minimalized Man is with us. We have got, going down the list, hold on, because we were chatting before the show. Chelsea Baz is in the house, and here's an interesting one, Arsenal Steph. So we've got Chelsea Baz, and we got Arsenal Steph. Oh dear, Arsenal Steph. I'm a Chelsea fan. You're outnumbered. But welcome, Arsenal Steph, whoever you are. Maybe you're a regular and you've changed your name. Maybe you've just found the channel. I don't know. But it's great to have you here just the same, even if you are an Arsenal supporter. Elaine Mrs. UK is with us. JB Bitcoiner is in the house. Yorkie Bitcoiner. We've got Mr. 60 in. Welcome in, everyone. Smash the like button. Retweet this. Do the normal stuff. And all will be good. Now, I'm going to start the show with a solemn note, if I may, and that is this. What an absolutely horrific thing we've just heard, that the Liverpool footballer Diogo Jota lost his life early hours of this morning in Spain. Absolutely tragic. I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I am a fan of gifted footballers, and Diogo Jota was most definitely a gifted footballer. So an absolutely horrific thing to happen. And 3 little kids and a wife he married 2 weeks ago. It is just dreadful. It is appalling. And what it shows us is life is precious, people, and life is finite. So when you hear me say, stack your Bitcoin, stay humble, secure it on a hardware wallet, and then go and get on with and enjoy life, I mean it. For that reason, because none of us know if tomorrow is coming. We've just seen that with that lovely gifted footballer who's lost his life and orphaned 3 little girls. Absolutely tragic. Anyway, that said, we move on. Okay, don't forget, if you're new or if you're not new, retweet this. Hit the like button if you haven't. If you haven't, subscribe. And if you haven't subscribed and you do subscribe, click on the bell button and click all, and you'll be notified when I go live, which is every Monday and every Thursday at 6 p.m. here in the UK. I've got a second monitor running, and it's showing that we've got way more viewers than we have likes. So I'm appealing to any of you that haven't hit that like button, please do it. We're currently at 109,451, which is a little bit of a pump up. We've been down around 109. We have been batting against the 110k mark, but I was watching an analyst today that said there's a hell of a lot of sell orders around the 110 mark. So it's going to take a bit of doing to finally break through 110. And if we do break through 110, we've got sort of clean air in front of us up to 150. So be patient, people. It is coming. Glyn, good to see you, even though you are in Canada. Rocky Palumbo, welcome. Good to see you as well. Right, we need to get on with the show. So let's get on over to the desktop and let's see what's going on. Firstly, I added this at the last minute. Okay, sometimes you've got to burn/destroy your idols or the people you follow. Always follow Tom Lee, Bitcoin Bull. All of a sudden, he goes on CNBC and he starts talking about how he's going to create an equivalent micro strategy on Ethereum. For me, all I can say on that is, oh dear, Tom, how the mighty fall. What a shame. We move on. Arizona's governor is at it again. She has now vetoed the legislation to a crypto reserve. She did it with the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve as well. I don't know what this woman's got against it. Is she another Elizabeth Warren? I don't know. Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs has vetoed House Bill 2324, which would have created a reserve fund for seized crypto assets. The House of Representatives passed a bill by a 34-22 vote last week. It proposed giving the state treasurer the authority to create a reserve fund for bitcoins and other cryptos obtained through forfeiture in criminal cases. The governor's approval would have allowed the state to invest in cryptocurrency assets or exchange-traded funds or ETFs based on and around them. So, yet again, gone and vetoed it yet again. So, some you win, some you lose. Here's the thing. These sort of people, they're the ones that are going to have the egg on their face as the next 5 or 10 years roll on. They really will, when this thing does what it's going to do, and then they live with regret. Pound that like button. Yeah, thank you, Rocky. Appreciate it. Okay, what else have we got? Bitcoin investors sit on $1.2 trillion in profits as hodling dominates, say Glassnode. According to a July 1 Glassnode report, Bitcoin investors are sitting on a $1.2 trillion in unrealized profits. This figure comes from the gap between Bitcoin's $2.1 trillion market cap and its $955 billion realized cap, a metric that values each coin at the last time it moved. The trend is largely driven by long-term holders who now control a record 14.7 million Bitcoin, reinforcing the idea that most investors are simply not interested in selling at current prices. Daily profit taking amongst investors has also cooled to under 900 million, significantly below the 2.8 billion and 3.2 billion levels seen during previous peaks. They know what's up, people. If they're not selling, where is all the Bitcoin that these treasury companies want, these nation states want, going to come from? Hence the thumbnail. There is only one direction. Ultimately, at some point, The elastic band has to break. The basketball under the water has to be let go, and it's going to go parabolic upwards. Whatever analogy you want to use, just hold on. Everything's going to play into our hands. I believe that. Germany's largest banking group, Sparkassen, to launch Bitcoin trading. This is the same Germany that sold 50,000 Bitcoins last year. Well, Germany's largest network of banks, Sparkassen Finanzgruppe, I think that's right, is entering the world of digital assets. The group will offer Bitcoin and that other one trading to its private customers by the summer of 2026. With 50 million customers and over 2.5 trillion euros in assets under management, Sparkassen's move could speed up Bitcoin adoption in Germany and across Europe. For years, Sparkassen avoided digital assets. In 2015, the banking group even blocked digital asset-related transactions due to volatility, fraud, and lack of investor protection. Maybe, just maybe, the UK need to wake up and pay attention to this, because we are getting deeply left behind as a country. But that said, you do have UK companies making inroads and building treasury holdings. Here's this Smarter Web company again. It's added 25 million in Bitcoin and holdings now top 773 BTC. So a UK-based website design company, the Smarter Web Company, or SWC, has changed its operations to act as a Bitcoin treasury firm. That's what Saylor did. The company made this known through an announcement on July the 1st, stating that it had purchased an extra 230.5 Bitcoin for $24.6 million or 17.9 million in sterling. SWC disclosed that it currently holds 773.58 Bitcoin, acquired at an average price of 107,015 cents or 78,000 sterling per coin, bringing the total acquisition cost to approximately $82.7 million or 60.4 million pounds. I don't know what else I can say apart from it is happening everywhere. And yet, a few percent of the world get it. Think of all the companies, corporations, public companies, pension funds, sovereigns, etc. around the world. This thing is only just getting going. And like, when the price really goes, it is just going to go. Never mind what's going to roll out over the next 2, 5 or 10 years. It is just mind-blowingly exciting. Yeah, happy 4th of July for tomorrow. UK sucks. You're dead right, Rocky. The UK does suck. But happy 4th of July for tomorrow. Okay, looks like Wallet of Satoshi is coming back to the US, people. Bitcoin Lightning Wallet of Satoshi launches the self-custodial wallet on Spark. With the launch of the platform Spark, Wallet of Satoshi takes a decisive step towards greater scalability and accessibility of payments on Lightning Network. This technological integration allows users to gain unprecedented control over their digital assets. Each person can indeed directly manage their own transactions in Bitcoin, both sending and receiving funds through a significantly optimized user experience. Wallet of Satoshi, after leaving the US market in 2023, is now aiming for a significant comeback thanks to this very self-managed Lightning wallet. Don't know any more than that about it, but certainly worth looking into. The Wallet of Satoshi wallet is probably the easiest wallet to onboard people with. What this looks like, is it open source and all the rest that goes with it, I don't know. I'm just bringing you the news, people. Is Bitcoin ready for 120k? MasterCard, Deutsche Bank and UK Demand say yes. Not UK government, by the way. About 9 or 10 companies are starting piling into Bitcoin in the UK. And you've got to remember, we're a lot smaller than the US and Europe, etc. So, this is a big deal. Keep them coming, these companies. And hopefully we're going to wake up Keir Starmer. Sorry, Starmer. I got that wrong. Okay, right. Bitcoin appears poised to surge past its all-time high of surpass its all-time high of 111k after recording a 1.2% gain on its 24-hour price chart, a 0.7% gain on the 7-day chart, and a 3% gain on its 30-day price chart. Based on current coin market cap data, Bitcoin is strongly holding above the 107k level, 109.6 at the moment, as demand escalates to a new high. Fascinatingly, this is supported by the 12% surge in trading volume, sending the actual amount to 48 billion. I could just keep going. Another one, ka-ching. There's just so much of this positive news going on. Everybody's saying the bull market's over. We've topped out. We're going into a bear. I don't think so, people. All the charts, all the technical analysis people that I follow, that I do respect, are saying, nope, we haven't even started yet. The last big push is still ahead of us. Exciting times. And then you've got this. Now, look, Standard Chartered, no less, reaffirms 200k year-end Bitcoin forecast, citing ETF flows, corporate treasury demand, and policy tailwinds. So the quick take, Standard Chartered predicts Bitcoin at 135,000 by Q3 close, and reaffirmed a 200,000 price prediction by year-end, citing growing ETF inflows, increased corporate treasury buying, and policy tailwinds. Exactly what I've been saying. Okay, Kiyosaki's all over it. Bitcoin to 1 million. Rich Dad Kiyosaki said he is ready. Robert Kiyosaki, the author behind Rich Dad Poor Dad, put more skin in the Bitcoin game on July 1. He spent over 100,000 in a single trade to pick up one whole Bitcoin. Instead of sitting on the sidelines, he chose to put his money where his mouth is. According to Kiyosaki's tweet, he snapped up one Bitcoin at about $106,784. He said he'd rather suck than be a loser by missing out. Take notice. You should be prepared to suck rather than be a loser and miss out and then live with regret. Bitcoin is sitting just above 100k right now, but Kiyosaki thinks that it could climb much higher. It is coming. In fact, here is his tweet. Bought another Bitcoin today. I realised I could be wrong and a sucker. Would not be the first time in my life I was played for a fool. Yet I believe Bitcoin will one day soon be $1 million a coin. If I am a sucker, I'd rather be a sucker than a loser if Bitcoin does go to 1 million. Nobody likes being suckers or losers, yet that is what makes life exciting. Hear, hear. Agreed. Think for yourself. Do not listen to my ramblings or mine, people. I can afford to lose 100k, he said, because I have been a sucker and a loser many times in my life and learned from my losses. That's life. That's called wisdom and experience, which can be priceless. If you believe the upside is there for Bitcoin, then you might want to consider digging in, doing the research, and potentially getting hold of some. Okay, if you're not on the Orange Pill app, get on it. An app for Bitcoiners. Connect with Bitcoiners all around the world. Merchants are on there. You can now call on the Orange Pill app. If you are connected with a Bitcoiner the other side of the world, there's now a phone message button up the top, and you can call them and speak to them all within the Orange Pill app. Why wouldn't you want to be on it? Use my link in the show notes. Get yourself 5,000 sats once you take a subscription, not on registering. You can do a month subscription to try it out. Price of a cup of coffee. Give it a go, people. Phenomenal. Also, Robin Thatcher, he heads up By the Book Accountancy, also known as Crypto Tax Help. He's been on my show. He is a hardened Bitcoiner. He works with the Bitcoin Policy Institute in the UK. He's one of just a handful of tax experts that really understands Bitcoin and crypto. He lobbies the UK government. So we've got lots of rule changes coming up in January 2026. So you might want to book 30 minutes with him and ask him if there's anything you need to be doing, considering before that happens, because otherwise many people are going to get huge fines from HMRC because they didn't file when they maybe had a gain years ago. And apparently they can actually ask the exchanges you bought your Bitcoin on to go back 10 years, which is flipping crazy. They want to get their teeth into you. They want to steal all your money as if they haven't already had their taxes from your proof of work throughout your life. Okay, some great tweets. Here's one from the Bitcoin historian, Pete Rizzo. Breaking: public Chinese textile company Adantax Group to buy 1.3 billion or 11,908 BTC worth of Bitcoin. 12,000 in total. Corporate buying going vertical. This is what's going to drive the price vertical. The parabolic run upwards. You've only got so many companies, nation states, etc., pension funds do this, and all of a sudden the demand way outstrips supply, and you get the hockey stick moment where it just goes absolutely nuts. Here's one from Carl B. Minger. Supply shock. Despite regulatory choke points, corporations and governments are only just allowed to enter the game, and over 94% of all Bitcoin is already issued. The most epic bull run in Bitcoin's history hasn't even begun. Hodl tightly. Absolutely crazy. So it goes on. Here's one from the Bitcoin therapist. Bitcoin treasury companies are the captain now. Public companies bought more Bitcoin than ETFs did for the third quarter in a row. Look, as a regular pleb, if you don't see this playing out, I don't know what you're looking at. I don't know what research you're doing, but it's like, get off a zero and get off a zero right now. Did I see something? Oh, Where's Dools? Good to see you, Where's Dools. Just in time is in the house. We've got Bram VDB with us. Welcome, everyone. Smash the like button. Retweet this if you think it's bullish. Jan3 tweeted, Kazakhstan takes a major step towards monetary sovereignty. The country is establishing a Bitcoin national reserve. Energy-rich nations are waking up, and strategic accumulation is no longer hypothetical. Here's the point. Where's it all going to come from? If you've got maybe a couple of million coins on exchanges and every country, pension fund, ETF, public company and pleb want it, where is it going to come from, people? That is what drives price higher. Simple: supply and demand. If gold goes up, they'll find a way to mine more gold. If something happens with oil, they'll drill and they'll find more oil. They cannot produce any more Bitcoin. So as the demand goes up, price has to go with it. You've then got to take the price to where some regular people like us might say, that is worth taking one off the table, because that's the only way you're going to pry that Bitcoin out of strong hands like mine and my lovely wife's. Okay, here's one again from Pete Rizzo. Belgium's second largest bank, KBC, to launch Bitcoin buying and selling for all retail clients. Big banks are coming. Yes, it is huge. Jason Jones, welcome, Jason. Haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you here. Steve Redding's in the house as well. Steve, I'm glad you're here, mate. Absolutely terrible about Diogo Jota, mate. I've been watching it all day and it is horrific, Steve. I know you're a Liverpool fan, but it doesn't matter what fan you are of soccer. When a 28-year-old loses his life in a car accident and his brother goes with him and he's a gifted soccer player, that is just absolutely horrific. And my wife and I are big soccer fans, football fans, and I loved watching Diogo Jota. What a gifted guy. May he rest in peace. Those little children he'd left behind is horrific. Sorry, I just saw Steve enter the chat. I saw this one from Robin Sayer. BMW are increasing in quality and crashing in price. I don't like BMW. I'm a Mercedes person. But that said, look, BMW 5 Series and M5 in 2010 would have cost you 178,000 Bitcoin. A BMW M5 in 2025, 1.3 Bitcoin. That is how prices plummet if you measure them in Bitcoin terms. But people are still measuring everything in fiat, including us. It's a hard thing when you've lived your entire life measuring everything in crappy fiat. You enter the Bitcoin realm And you've got to pull yourself away from that and start working out prices of things in Bitcoin or sats. And this just goes to show, we've seen many houses, where they show the price of a house 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and today. But here's one about a BMW car. Just crazy, isn't it? Look at this one from Simply Bitcoin. I have only 600 Bitcoin, itchy, in 2010. Look, how many Bitcoins do you own? Let us know. I have only 600 Bitcoins, virtually all generated last week. I missed the bus. I'll be buying some soon. Oh my God, just imagine being able to buy 600 Bitcoin. I mean, you need nearly $750,000 to do it. And yet you could mine 600 Bitcoin back then on a home computer. Just crazy, isn't it? And my point for those of you that are in the chat that are younger, give yourself 10 years, 20 years if you can, and stack like mad and watch what happens to that. There, I showed a meme a couple of weeks ago or a couple of shows ago where there was a dad with some kids sat on his lap, and he said, I remember when you could buy one whole coin for $100,000. That is when you're going to be talking of Bitcoin in the millions. And whether I see it, whether I don't, I'm absolutely convinced that that world is heading towards us. So I can't be any more bullish than I am with everything that's going on. Sure, you get complacent when the price just bobs sideways, but it's understanding that there are forces at play. There are buy orders down at certain levels. There are sell orders at certain levels. And there seems to be one heck of a lot of sell orders around 110. And the analysts that I listened to this morning said, once we finally break through 110, we could be off to the races to 120, 30, 40, 50 by the end of the summer. So, just be patient. If you're watching the charts and expecting Bitcoin to moon day to day, you're doing it all wrong. In fact, my meme of the day, actually, I came across this one. My Bitcoin investment is down 16% this year, but it's only up 11,872% overall. Get a sense of perspective, people, is what we're saying. This thing is going up. People don't believe it, but I'm convinced it's going to a million and beyond, and I'm convinced that's going to happen way sooner than the end of this decade. I really do. As Rocky said in the chat, you got to zoom out, people. Take the long view. We've been hodling for 8 years. It's probably going to be 10 years, and then we'll probably take something off the top for lifestyle, for travel, to do all the things we want to do. But that's a 10-year play. So I'm living, walking, talking proof that you can hodl for a decade. Now, if you want to support the show, and you don't have to, but if you do, there's some sats addresses. I want to give a big shout out to Chelsea Baz in the chat that dropped about 7,000 sats after Monday's show. Baz, thank you in person. I'm saying that. Again, you do not need to make a donation to the show. My problem is many people reach out to me privately and say, look, you haven't monetized your channel. How are we supposed to support you? We want to contribute because you contribute. There you go. Send some sats if you want to. In the show notes, there's a link where people can actually send me money if they want to my Revolut. You don't have to. I don't expect it, but it is there for anybody that wants it. But from me to you, that was your Bullish Bitcoin show for Thursday, the 3rd of July, 2025. Happy 4th of July for all you Americans for tomorrow. I'll say that up front. That's it. I'll be back on Monday with another live show. Then next Thursday, I've got the first of a couple of live guests that I'm really excited about. And for those of you that are interested in maybe being able to move places and a fund where you can move places, paying in Bitcoin, etc., you'll want to be on the call next Thursday. Cheers, Brian. Great. Yeah, thank you, Yorkie. Thank you to everyone that is a regular supporter. Again, I have no idea why there's a crown and a number 3 or 2 or 1 beside every single comment. I certainly haven't touched anything. So if anybody knows why those crowns are there, tell me, leave a comment after the show's finished, because I haven't got a clue. I've never seen them before. Maybe it's new, something that YouTube are doing, but I haven't got a clue. Listen, have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks, as always, for your support. And as always, here comes that awesome song about broken money from Chelsea Baz.